WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, we've got Elizabeth Fines-Workman, Director of Lincoln Lane Community College, Taylorville. Elizabeth, good to have you back on the show today. How are you today?
Hey, Grayson. Great to be here. Thanks for having me again. I'm doing well. The heat is kind of draining a little bit, but you know, what are you going to do, right? We live in the Midwest, so this is where we are.
It was strange. 95 degrees this last Sunday, maybe even a touch hotter. And then we had like 70-degree days at the end of August. I don't know what's going on. Just talking to the master gardeners about the same thing.
Yeah.
So has been interesting. And I'm sure this month has been interesting for you as you kind of get yourself situated within everything. Thankfully, you came with a whole lot of experience and a lot of know-how to the whole deal. But how is the fall semester going so far for you now that you're in this newest role?
Yeah, the fall semester is in full swing, right? With my teaching, my classes are going well so far. The director position's going well. Students are jazzed to be on campus, or at least they're telling me they are, right? I love to see the fresh energy that these students bring to campus. It energizes me, truthfully, Grayson. And then I also love to see students from previous semesters, right, that I've had in my public speaking course. I'll see them in the hallway and they'll be yelling at me, you know, wanting to. I hope they're not faking it, right? They're excited to see me. So that's always super exciting. And, you know, every new semester brings like new beginnings, I think. And it's just so energizing for me as the director to see these young folks walk into campus and they just have so many new beginnings and they may not even realize that. And for me, that's just a really awesome experience to see.
Would you say that's like the thing you look forward to most when it comes to a new semester?
Yeah, I think that meeting new students, right, that I don't know is probably the most exciting, but also just to see these students' lives just beginning and, you know, talking with them and seeing like what they want to do with their lives or what, you know, and some of them they don't know. And I'm like, that's totally okay, right? That's why you're here. It's okay. So we'll experience some new things through Lincoln Land, some new classes, find out what you like. And yeah, I think those are the things that I really get excited for.
And why not? You know, you mentioned that it kind of feeds you a little bit. And I think those are the best type of people, in my opinion, the ones that, you know, not to say that negative energy can't seep into their life, but man, when you really feed off other people, it's a special thing. And not everybody is capable of doing it. What kind of energy are you seeing so far? You mentioned a little bit of it, but it sounds like there's a lot going on campus right now.
Yeah, the vibes are good right now. I see a lot of students just, you know, it's, I think week 4 now. So students are finally finding their groove. They feel comfortable on campus. They know where their classrooms are, right? Which is a plus. So the vibes are high. They're good. The energy is good. Students are still excited to be there. It's still new. It's still fresh. So yeah, we're doing pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with that for sure.
I'm glad to hear that. I do want to go back to our first question because you mentioned the speech class that you're still teaching.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that was a conscious decision that you made to continue to teach, but I haven't asked you why. Why did you decide to keep doing so?
Yeah, great question. So I decided to keep teaching for a couple reasons. One, teaching is my passion, right? Higher education, teaching in that field is my passion. One of the many's, but it definitely is high up there, right? So I feel like also with this director's position, it gives me a unique ability to connect with students more so than them coming in my office, you know, and for 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. But this really gives me an option and the ability to connect with them on a different level throughout the whole semester. So I thought that would be coming into this position as director would also be a good idea. And so far it is proven correct. So glad that I decided that.
I'm glad because, you know, that's a lot to balance for some people. You know, the teaching side is enough, but then you're director now. And so that's a little different. Yeah. And so I figured there was a good reason for it, but just wanted to know as that thought came to my mind there.
Yeah.
So the vibes are high.
Vibes are high.
Elizabeth's rocking right now. Classroom's still rocking. Corner office is rocking.
Corner office feels great.
And we're glad to hear it. So how do we keep this ball rolling? What kind of activities that you've got coming up are going to keep students engaged, keep them coming back, and keep them excited?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, Grayson, I'm a bit of a foodie. So I think that food is one of the many things in the world that can bring folks together. So we have a lot of like, I don't know if you want to call them snack days, whatever you want to call them, right? Where we'll have popcorn and different things that it's in the student lounge. And it's just a really good space for students to come together, talk to me, meet the rest of my staff, and engage with one another, right? Outside of the classroom. So those are some of the activities we do. We have plenty of folks that come from main campus and give little kind of keynotes, and they'll have different things. So that's nice for students to be able to do. I also have my staff and I, at least one of us or two of us are always in the student lounge or walking the hallways. And I think that's good because it's good for students to see those familiar faces, right? And if they have a question, we're there to help. So yeah, we also had a fall welcome for the new students to come by, so they were able to find their classes and things like that. So yeah, lots of activities at Lincoln Land Taylor will include food. So
not a bad deal though.
No, absolutely not.
I'm sure folks aren't too pressed about that, donuts or popcorn or whatever. I don't think that bothers too many folks.
No, they're normally pretty jazzed about it. So
yes, it makes it, especially when you don't eat much as a college kid. That happens too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and coming to my mind again here is another question for you. Do you believe that by teaching still, by being out as much as you have been early, do you feel like you're kind of seeing that connection with kids grow now that you're in a different position even, but they're not looking at you almost as if you are the director? Do you want them to look at you as director, or would you rather them look at you as somebody that they can connect with and don't feel that pressure of your title and your position?
Yeah, great question, Grayson. You're really coming to play today. I appreciate that. Really batting 100 here. So I think that I want students to be on a personal level with me, right? I think that that's important for a instructor, but also for the director, right? I want them to feel like they can come to me with if they have a problem, or even if they just want to say, hey, I had a really good day today. Like, I want to share it with you, Elizabeth, right? And I want to hear it. So I think that being in the classroom with students, I want that feeling with the students, right? The one-on-one connection. And I really appreciate that. And I hope that students feel like, as the director hat or as the instructor hat, that they can come to me either way with whatever questions, or again, just to say, hey, I ate taco gringo today, right? Like, that's cool with me. I love it.
I think it helps too. I think, and I don't know you very well, but I think you have the right energy, and you come in always with the right energy, at least here. And I have to imagine that even on a down day, you have an ability to separate that from the workday. And so I think that helps too. I think just people can tell. And so it sounds like you feed off energy and you give it right back. And so folks appreciate that, and they gravitate towards that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Grayson. Your energy's good too. So appreciate that.
We're working on it over here. So for you guys, that's a look at just how the semester has kind of started. This came about last semester, or maybe even the semester before, this Rise Technology class. I think this is a cool deal for many different reasons. The biggest being that you can bring classes that you might have to have on main campus to these other locations. What can you tell me about the Rise Technology classroom, I believe is what it was called? I hope so, at least.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What you're kind of seeing so far in its implementation.
Yeah, so this is the first semester at Lincoln Land Taylorville that we're having this Rise Technology, right?
Gotcha.
So that it's up and going. And so far, it seems to be going very well, right? One of the instructors was actually the instructor. It was my past dean. So I have a really good connection. His name's Tim Humphrey. We have a really good connection already. So he kind of let me sit in there and see what was going on, because I'm very interested in it, right? And it's an education class. Okay. So what also is cool about the Rise Technology is that you are having students from Jacksonville, right? You're having students from the Jacksonville Outreach Center, Beardstown, Outreach Center, Litchfield, Springfield, all these classes come together on this technology, which essentially, if you want to kind of think of it like Zoom, you can kind of think of it like that, but like Zoom 2.5 million, right? It's very instant. It feels like you're just talking one-on-one like we are right now, Grayson.
Sure.
And you can, for a EDU class or whatever class you want to teach that may not be able to be filled at one of the outreach centers, right? This is a perfect opportunity for Lincoln Land, Taylorville, or the other outreach centers to have our 1, 2, 5, 6 students, right, to be able to sit into these classes and be able to have that opportunity to still take that class and not have to drive to Springfield or wherever. So it's going well so far. So I'm pretty jazzed about it.
And why not? And I think too, that's the biggest thing for me is the fact that whether it's one student or it's 6, 10, whatever the case might be, but that they have access to that class, that might help spur on another decision for them down the road or whatever the case might be. So that being opened up here this semester is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Especially as you coming in as director.
Right. And what I really like about this class is that it's an education class. So most of the students that want to take this class want to be teachers, right? So they're not only getting an education class, which is great, obviously, if they want to be a teacher, but also they're able to see this new RISE technology, which I think probably in the future, we're going to see a lot more of this. So they're getting that hands-on experience right now, just being in college and having that opportunity whenever they get into a classroom and they want to get hired, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've already had this experience, yeah. Right? So Lincoln Land's, grateful that we can award them that experience.
All I could help but think for a second there was, it reminds me when the smart board started to come to every classroom. Yeah. And it was like, you could tell some teachers really did not know what they were doing with the smart board. Yeah. So hopefully this introduction will be a good one at that. Well, we still have plenty more to talk about with Elizabeth Fines Workman, director of Lincoln Land Community College in Taylorville. We'll come back and we'll do just that. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. WTIM. And we're back with the WTIM morning show here on your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, Elizabeth Fines-Workman, director of Lincoln Land Community College in Taylorville. Talked a whole lot in that first segment about the things going on, but now we might want to look at what about those high school students that might be thinking about coming to Lincoln Land College in Taylorville or the main campus, wherever that case might be. What can you tell me about juniors and seniors right now looking at options after high school? Does Lincoln Land have a college visit event coming up for them to take part in?
Yeah, so we do. Whoever came up with this tagline, I love it. Come for the tour, stay for the experience.
Ooh.
First off, love that. Just going to throw that out there. It was not me. I really did not come up with that. I wish I could take credit, but I can't. So yeah, we're going to have a LLCC campus visit day, and that'll be on main campus. So on Springfield, on October 13th from 10 to 12:30. So essentially what they'll do, Grayson, is you can talk to staff, you can talk to faculty, you can take tours, and those sort of things. You can talk to admission, financial aid. Parking is free, so that's a plus, right? And yeah, so folks can come down to there on our campus, on Springfield campus, and come for the campus visit day on October 13th.
October 13th, main campus. Come for the tour, stay for the experience. I feel like that's like a Florida Dolphin tour or something. You know?
I love it.
I do like that. I like that, though. Keeps you going.
Yeah.
What about career training? We talked about that in months prior, but Lincoln Land Community College offers a ton of it. We don't have to just focus maybe necessarily on certain things. We can kind of expand. So what can you tell me there?
Yeah, so on main campus again, there'll be one on October 1st from 5:30 to 7, and then another one on October 2nd at 2 p.m. So essentially these are workforce institution information sessions. So this can be, anything from you're just taking your first step towards a career, right? Or you're already in a career and you just want some brushing up on some tips or resume things, those sorts of things. And then on the October 1st one, right, they'll talk about automotive technology, construction, diesel technology, HVAC, welding, all sorts of things, right? So, yeah, they're a great option for folks in the working force. Absolutely.
Get yourself a little more career ready. And maybe develop even. And that kind of goes hand in hand with our next topic here as we start to slowly but surely run out of time here. What can you tell us about the Essential Workplace series? I've heard a little bit about it, but what else does that entail?
Yeah, so this is a series for individuals seeking upskill or to boost their marketability, right? Which we could all use. Am I right?
No, you're right.
Thank you, Grayson. So they'll talk about thinking critically at work, understanding customer service essentials, building stronger teams. So just a bunch of those workplace things that everyone needs, right? And we can all brush up on a little bit. So I think that those are really great opportunities as well.
For those that said no to that question, though, they're a liar. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
If you sit there and tell me there's nothing to work on, then I know that there is something to work on.
Yeah, and they need to come to our workshops. So
and the cool thing too that I think say there's a business out there too that is thinking, maybe I would like that, but man, it might be better if I just brought somebody in. Then somebody can actually come into your business or organization and do these workshops.
Absolutely.
As well. We're just about out of time, so I'm going to throw out some contact information. But Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yes, thank you, Grayson. Always a pleasure.
You got it. Director of Lincoln Land Community College in Taylorville. Find out more at llcc.edu and just do a little looking to find that Taylorville tab. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.